What is good people? You are now listening to another episode of A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, and it's great to be back in your presence once again. I'm going to sniff some candles and talk about some things. So first and foremost, I got to give a big shout out to the Carolina Panthers for knocking off the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field by a score of 16-13. Ryan Fitzgerald kicked the field goal as time expired, and man, they're 5-4. They are actually above 500. If you would have told me during the Tepper era that would even be a possibility, I would have laughed dead in your face. Nico Dowdle had 140 and some change with 2 TDs, and they got the job done. Went into enemy territory, and they knocked off the best team in the NFC with the Green Bay Packers. So kudos to the Carolina Panthers. Now, without further ado, I'm going to get into some candles. So the first candle that I'm going to smell is DW Home. This one is called Black Tuxedo. It's a very sleek presentation. It's black with the gold lettering. The notes in this one are green citrus, sandalwood, and caramel. So I'm going to take the top off this and see what we're working with. This one here is one wick, and here we go. I like this one. This one it's got a clean scent to it. I don't really smell the caramel in this at all. The sandalwood is definitely the more dominant note. I get a little bit of green citrus on the back end, but I like this. This is a very clean smell. It almost smells like Dial soap. And yeah, but either way, this one passes the seal of approval. So DW Home, good job. Then the next thing I want to talk about is Monday. It's college basketball. It's the start of college basketball. And if you know me, you know my two teams are North Carolina Tar Heels and the College of Charleston Cougars. And, College of Charleston, that's the local team. Plus, I went to school there. And, I actually took Monday off so I can partake in the college basketball opening night festivities. So the women are going to have the College of Charleston women are going to have their home game on Monday at 4 p.m. And then the men are going to be having their home opener at 7 p.m. And I'm going to be down in Section 101 for both games. So looking forward to that. And then with the Tar Heels, they got Caleb Wilson. He's been really balling out these last couple exhibition games. And they got some other new pieces to the puzzle. And, I'm just going to take a wait and see approach with this new group of people. So hopefully Hubert Davis can right the ship in the right direction, and we'll see how that goes. So glad that college basketball is back in full swing. And now we're going to get into this next candle. This one is from the Modern Aroma Winter Company. This one is called Christmas Cookies. Holiday season is right around the corner. And whenever I think Christmas holidays, I more often than not associate that with my mom getting down with the baked goods in the kitchen. And she's a beast with the baked goods. So this one here, small batch vegan soy wax blend. Scented candles are blended and poured in small batches in sunny Orange County, California. Each candle is made with a blend of essential oils and premium quality fragrance oils. So I'm going to take the top off this one and see what we're working with. Now, this one here, also one wick, and here goes. Ooh, yeah, this one is good. Oh, this one is good. This smells almost like those snickerdoodles the mom used to make. I tell you what, this might be pretty high on the on a scale of 1 to piss my dad off list. This one here, this is a solid 8 right here. I like this one. Yeah, if again younger me, I would be eating this wax like a fool. So yeah, Modern Aroma Winter Company, you did your thing on this one, man. Great job, great job. So now that we got the 2 candles out of the way, I got one more coming up, but in the meantime, I'm going to update y'all on some upcoming episodes coming up this week. So aside from this one, the good brothers G and Mike from the Board Meeting Podcast, who I have on since we last spoke whenever we do tournament-themed episodes, I'm going to have them back on this week, and we're going to do a breakfast plate draft. Actually, the first time I ever made an appearance on the podcast was on their podcast, which is the now-defunct Board Meeting Podcast. And we did a Thanksgiving plate draft, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of disagreements, but a lot of fun nonetheless. And I'm sure that tradition is going to carry on when we do the breakfast plate draft episode. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then the good brother Brandon Silvers. He's been on this podcast numerous times. I'm going to have him on just to share with us his feelings about his beloved LA Dodgers winning back-to-back world championships. They just ended their 7-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays this past Saturday, and I'm gonna lie, that was probably the best World Series I'd ever seen, and it was just one for the ages. So looking forward to getting his response and just getting his reactions while the emotions are still running high. And then got a new episode of Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny coming up with a special guest, a fellow classmate of ours. I won't reveal who the guest is going to be, but I'm really looking forward to that one. And then the Goody Mob is about to celebrate the 30th anniversary of their debut album, Soul Food. And me and the good brother Cordell, who's been on The Plate a couple times, he's also a big hip hop fan. He and I are going to discuss that album from front to back on a very special episode of Since We Last Spoke. So y'all be on the lookout for those episodes. And yeah, it's really going to be 5 episodes I'm recording in the span of a week. That's uncharted territory for your boy. But again, when you're having fun doing it, it doesn't feel like work at all. So now we're going to get into this next candle. This next candle here is Vegan Soy Wax Blend, California Candle Company, Frosted Gingerbread. Man, now keeping it in the theme of the Christmas holidays, I think the gingerbread man is probably my favorite holiday cookie if I'm being real with y'all. So I'm really anxious and really excited to take the top off and smell this one. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this one here got the nice gingerbread house presentation right here. So I'm going to take the top off. This one here also one wick, and I'm going to give it the good old nose test and see what we're working with. Oh my gosh. You know a candle is good when you get that first sniff and you get that ratatouille effect. Like as soon as you smell it, you just instantly transported back to a younger point in your life. And this one here, when I smell it, it makes me think of whenever I would come back from Christmas break and she would have the leftover gingerbread, man. And she would put some in my lunchbox because I would carry lunch to school, and she would leave a note saying have a good day, and then she'd have a sandwich and a Capri Sun or a High C, and then she would have a cookie or a snack cake. Sometimes it's Little Debbie, but more often than not, it was the little gingerbread man. And it really makes me think of those frosted gingerbread men. They used to come in the little wrapper, the little chewy gingerbread man. Those were my absolute favorites. So man, yeah, this one here is at the top of my list of my favorite ones. So yeah, out of the 3 candles, this one is absolutely my favorite. So again, California Candle Company, y'all did your thing on this one. So last but not least, I want to talk about the importance of flossing your teeth. You know, a wise man once said, if you ignore your teeth, they will go away. Brushing your teeth is important. It's extremely paramount, but also equally as important is flossing your teeth. And I think a lot of people overlook that. So make sure that you floss your teeth too, because brushing alone won't get all of the particles that are trapped in between your teeth. So make sure you floss your teeth as well, and scrape your tongue too. Yeah, just be on top of your oral hygiene. And with that said, that's going to do it for this episode of A Wicked Good Time with Danny Foxworth. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me at Danny Foxworth 843. There you can find videos of every episode of this podcast, as well as my baseball podcast, At the Plate with Danny Foxworth, Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth, and Growing Up Low Country with Liz and Danny. And until next time, y'all be good. Keep it lit.